Your Appa doesn't eat all your hay. So get your big butt off the ground and let's go!
Are you kidding? He's just a goofy kid.
Is this your favorite mystic, SirenSayz, back again with another YouTube video. I had promised you the predictions video, and here it is. So this one is not going to be as long because it's just a predictions video, so who cares? But what I will say is that I'm not necessarily too sure what they will do, which is why it's not long. If I had more of a concrete idea or a concrete clue, then I'd be going on and on and on for over 20 minutes. But since I don't, this will be one of my shorter videos. So enjoy, because I know y'all can't focus for more than 4 minutes, to be honest. So I'm stretching it, but please stay along with me. These are my predictions for what I think they will do for the Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix adaptation. Now, this is different from what I think they may do in terms of the show and my opinions. My opinions on what I would like them to do is going to be a separate video. This is just from the information I've gathered, what I think they will do. So this means that I don't even have to like it. This is what I think will happen. Whereas with my opinions, it's more of what I would like to see. So let's just go into what I think they will be doing now. So from what I heard, they're trying to go in a darker direction, which I know can be a red flag for a lot of people, especially people who watch a lot of superhero properties, because it's like, you're going to the DC dungeon there, where, you know, DC, they tried to subsidize decent writing by going dark, because if something is more depressing or has a darker filter, it's automatically deep. Like, come on, Twilight was dark, okay? Not everything that's dark is deep. But what I do think that they're going to do is that they're going to use the darkness to add more of a level of action, add more of a level of consequence. So the original show was already pretty dark, but they subsidized it with bright coloring, humor, and happy moments. And the hero's journey, which was so pointed towards a goal that you didn't necessarily have to focus on how dark everything was. You know, like on the first 5 episodes, they're visiting prisons, liberating towns. Aang finds out that his entire nation has been wiped out and all of his friends except Bumi are dead. You know, so the people that was upset that he didn't kill Ozai. So it would bother me if they made Aang different in that respect. But it's a new show, so if they do it right, I probably will have a problem. That's the thing with me. I can like all types of people as long as you do it right. Sometimes it seems like I only like a certain type of person because people don't do it right. So that's just where my head is at there. Now, the darkness, I think that also has to do with gore, blood and gore, which means you're probably going to see a lot more of that, which is why, as I said before, when they find May, because May better be in this show. I don't care if they plan to make Katara be with Zuko. I still want May to be in the show on principle, alright, because I want to see her do her thing in these fights. So, if May comes in the show, the darkness can aid with her, not only her character development, but her backstory and her fighting style. So we'll be able to see her kill people. We'll be able to see, I've always had this, no. Let me put it for what I want to see. Let me leave that for what I want to see. Let me not do that. Sorry, guys. But I think that would be a good opportunity for them to expand on the villain side. In the original show, the villain side was expanded pretty decently, but not as deep as it could have been. So I can definitely see them using this as an excuse to really dive deep into the villain side. And also even dive into the deep, darker, baser natures of our hero side as well. So we will see what happens with that. What I also think they're going to do, I think that they're going to take it slow so that they can make it long. Now, even if that means that each season is just like 9 episodes or 10, I think they're trying to make a long form story. Now, from what I heard, I don't think it's going to be exactly like the original, which turns a lot of people off from watching the show. And I understand that. Part of me just wishes they would just regurgitate the show and then just add to the lore or give certain people more backstory, like Toph and Suki and May and Tylee, but whatever. Because to be honest, those are 4 characters already that needed more backstory than they were given. So if you just gave us the same story but added in more backstory scenes and stretched out the lore a little bit, then that would be a new show and people would like it. But you know, some people just don't see the vision for stuff like that. They're like, it's already been done, why do it? Yeah, but it's like doing something and getting better at it each time. You know what I mean? This is a tangent right here, doop doop. So like, if they made a new story and just gave more context and background to characters that we're gonna see more than 2 times in the story, then that would already make it a different type of story, a bigger story, add more depth, add more intrigue to certain things. But I don't know why people don't think about doing that. There's some people who don't like to see regurgitated stuff. They're like, oh, I'll just watch the cartoon if I want to see exactly what I saw. And I'm like, yeah, but seeing certain things, like seeing it in live action, that's like a whole different feeling. You know what I mean? So I know some people would have liked that, but I don't think we're getting that. I think that they are going to be making a story that is similar but different. So kind of like in comic book logic, this will be Avatar Earth 2. So it'll be like in Fringe, you know, like it's like our world, but it's a little different. Changes were made along the way, decisions were made differently down the way that make these people a little bit different from the people we already know. Now, this can be a good or a bad thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing right off the bat, but I feel like they're going to do small tweaks that can make big changes. And I'm scared for them because this could either go really well or really bad. We don't know. So, now at this point, with the characters, I'll bring up a rumor or two and discuss whether or not I think they may do it. Because like I said before, if I didn't do this disclaimer, I can be wrong about this. I think I did disclaimer already, but they may, because I keep hearing this rumor more than the others, they may be doing changes with the ages. I think that would just be to facilitate what I said before in the first section, which is them making it darker, sexier, grittier, or whatever, the DC dungeon nonsense, where they will be adding in those things to add in more of the hormonal aspect to these people that we have seen forever. That can either go very well or very badly, whether they write it well or whether the audience perceives it well, because it could be written well and the audience still don't want to see it, or it could be written terribly and most people like it, which is more than likely the case nowadays. But I'm trying to have faith, I'm trying to be positive, but you know, we'll see how it goes. What else did I hear? They already have the set for some Fire Nation set pieces, and they have already found an actress for Azula, even though they haven't found actresses for Tylee and May yet. So what they may be doing, it's just predictions, they may be introducing Azula either earlier in the game or giving Zuko more family backstory within season 1. Now, like I said before, and I'm just going to keep reiterating it, this can go good or bad. And I'm only saying this because we really don't know what this show is going to be like, but this could go good or bad. So I feel like they have found Azula, because to be honest, if this is just the first half of book 1, right? Because that's what I've heard. I've heard that this first season is supposed to be the first half of book 1. Then, for the same reason they haven't found May or Tylee, they didn't really have to cast Azula yet, you know? It's good to cast her when they want to do flashbacks and give Zuko some backstory, but in terms of having to have the actress at the right age, they didn't really need that. So considering that they don't have everyone yet, I've heard people say that they have all the cast. I'm looking it up. They only have the ones that I've mentioned in my last video, so they don't have everybody. So I don't know. I really don't know why they have her there, but my prediction is that they're going to be introducing her into the story. Even if she doesn't, you know, have that faithful meeting with the gang yet, she'll probably be there in the background, in the Fire Nation from season 1. We'll get some of her and Zuko's interactions from the past, and we'll get to see what she was doing while Zuko was banished. And this is if Zuko is even banished in this story. Who knows what they're gonna change? You know? Who knows what they're gonna change? When I give my what I would like to see predictions, there will be a section of the video where I bring up other ideas that they could have done that I know they're not going to do because it wasn't leaked. Unless they leaked out fake stuff just so that they could make more interesting stuff. But the things I'm thinking of, I know they didn't think of. So I'll still put that in the other video. Don't worry. Alright, so now that Azula is in the picture, like I said before, I predict that she will be involved in the story as more of a background character, which can be very good if they're planning to set her up from now. We'll get to see even more of her motivation, even more of her villainy, and they'll probably make a whole arc out of her going to find Mai and Ty Lee. So we'll see that. That would be interesting if they did that. That's what I think they're going to do. Now, with Katara, Sokka, and Aang, I think they'll start it off normally. You know, I think they'll start it off the way it started off in the first book. But considering that they already have somebody for Suki and Suki's mom, I think that they're going to be spending a longer time in Kyoshi Island, or the episodes are going to emphasize it more. Because we don't know how many days they spent there in the TV show. Sometimes it looks like they spent a day at a place, when really, if we think about it, they probably spent a couple days at certain places. So we're probably going to get more backstory on Kyoshi Island, the warriors, which means that we're probably going to be getting more of a focus on Sokka's arc. This is my prediction, not what I want, because I'm talking about what I want. I will focus more on Suki. But I do think that they're going to be focusing more on Sokka's arc and Aang's development as we stay in Kyoshi, because Aang got more of a sense of seriousness of the situation while he was on Kyoshi Island in the show. So I think that them giving Kyoshi Island an entire new head of the island and focusing more on Suki's character, we're definitely going to get to see Katara, Sokka, and Aang start their character development on that island, I think, and that'll be really interesting. And we'll also get to see a little bit of, you know, Suki being a part of Team Avatar all the way back then as well. So if they plan to, you know, make it be half and half, like this season is the first half of the water, next season is the second half, third season is the first half of Earth, fourth season is the second half, fifth season is the first half of it. Like, if they plan to make it be 6 seasons where half and half and half and half, and they're stretching everything out, it would be really good to see that type of progression. However, even though the episodes would be 1 hour, it will still be hard if it's not a lot of episodes per season. For, you know, it's not like Game of Thrones where they had a bunch of episodes per season and all those episodes were 1 hour. You know what I mean? So they have a lot to do, and I think they might do well. We will see what happens when they watch the show, but just my last words, I think what they're going to do is they're going to lengthen everything out, make it darker and grittier, and give a lot more backstory, and probably change a few things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, Simmies. See you in the next video. Goodbye, Simmer. Susu.